You know what was an underrated game? I feel like a lot of people didn't know about it. There was a Teen Titans game. It was a fighting game, but you also had like it was a single player RPG too. Well, actually, you could do co-op with it. I think you could do 2 people together. You could, maybe it was up to 4. I forget. For GameCube, I should say. It was on GameCube. I loved that. I still have those games. The story was cool for it. Like, it felt like you were playing one of the episodes. Like, it was really cool. And again, it was like a fighting game. Yeah. Oh my goodness, Knight. You had to name them certain things to force the evolution? Oh. I thought that wasn't guaranteed. I thought it was just a rumor. Yeah, I don't know when it came out, but yeah, Teen Titans GameCube game was lit. RNG where 99% of EVs were Vaporeon. They knew you were thirsty. Y'all was them thirsty gamers. So they're like, here's some water. Here's your water Pokemon. All evolutions can be name evolved the first time only. Oh, okay. So if you don't do it the first time, then you're screwed after if you didn't know about it. Yep, okay. It was Flareon for me. I had like 10 of them, but not a single Jolteon. I forget what my first one was. I think it was a Flareon. I was like, I really like Jolteon. Umbreon's like my favorite. But I'm pretty certain you couldn't get Umbreon. That might like have just been I think that's a more recent thing that they've added, if you can do that. But yeah, I was getting Flareons and I finally got a heckin' Jolteon. I was like, this is so annoying. I heard about it, but that makes sense why I wouldn't get it, even if I named it like Zap or anything. Yeah, if it was a first time only. The GameCube game I wish would be brought back was Lost Kingdoms. It had card-based action combat, and it had a sequel. Both are amazing. Made from software. I want more of it. I don't remember hearing of it. The Game of Thrones game no one talks about. What is this?
Hi there friends, how's it going? My name is Kevin and today we're going to be playing a Game of Thrones game that isn't talked about very much. Mainly people would talk about the Telltale Games version of this game.
Yeah.
This one... Consequences. That was like something from the room. Like attack them while we're training, like they're new here. Not only do I give them a little...
This is a thing? Bro, what?
I'm not doing any... This again after the show. Okay, I really have had enough now.
It reminds me of like... The way that you're like tailing, it's kind of Assassin's Creed-ish.
I'm charging something I don't listen. This
What
is
the?
ridiculous.
What the heck, dude?
Oh my god.
Okay, that's weird. Interesting. Very challenging games that were a ton of fun. Can I get that off my screen? Good lord. Zap. Hey, it said to do something like lightning related, so I did zap, okay? Pretty certain I gave up to a point and called it freaking Jolteon. I think I went through like 4 EVs, 4 or 5. I have to do Amdapor keep again? No, I didn't do, no, I did Lost City of Amdapor. Not Amdapor keep, ignore me. Did you guys see the Keanu Reeves memes? Yeah. It was Sparky. Welcome to the wonderful world of dungeon grinding. I think Bethesda's making a Game of Thrones game. That could be cool. A Game of Thrones Witcher type game would be sick. Keanu's a national treasure. There was, so people were doing it to where, I don't know if you guys remember, but it was like Dwayne, you know how they did Dwayne The Rock Johnson? There were like memes for that. Like Dwayne the Glock Johnson, you know, like they're like, you know, playing on jokes on his name. And, one of them that I saw, it was like, Keanu Reeves, when his dog dies, Keanu Greaves. And then Keanu Reeves graduates from college. Keanu achieves. and then the other one that I saw, it was like everyone kept quote tweeting like the puns for his name. And then the other one that I saw that made me lose it, dude. It's like Keanu Reeves' father dies. Keanu leaves, like something like that. Keanu plays your father. Keanu leaves, like something. It was something like that. I'll have to look up exactly what freaking wording it was, but I was dying. I'm like, holy crap. Keanu logs in to look at the internet. Keanu memes, dude. Like, oh. So good. I'd prefer an MMO in the world of Ice and Fire, not just Westeros. Oh yeah. I like to visit the ruins of Valyria, and yeah, no, definitely being able to be more involved with other stuff would be sick. Todd Howard said they chose Skyrim because they prefer to make games where they have full control of it. He didn't want to adapt a book into a game that there was back in like 2009. Interesting. Bethesda has a lot of trust though. I could see Bethesda doing it well. They really messed up with Fallout 76, but I don't know. We'll see how what's it called goes. I feel like it's because it partially had to do with the fact that it was online. Like, is that their first online game they've done, or have they done other online games? No, Bethesda did. Bethesda took Quake Champions IP, didn't they? Actually, so it wasn't really. I mean, I think that Bethesda was only the publisher for that, though. I don't think they had control of it. Well, and ESO, obviously, yeah. But ESO, I mean, I don't know how many of you were around for launch or playing it when it was in beta. It was bad. It was bad. ZeniMax made ESO? Ah. They're just the publisher has, if you want. Okay, okay. Hiatus delitus. It was bad. Animation issues were annoying in that game. I just remember logging in for the first time, falling through floors, my weapon sticking through my hand. There was a lot going on. And not in a good way. Yeah. Heads floating around the map. Yeah, there were a lot of problems, dude. It's just like me and other characters like standing around, like other people that were in the closed beta at the time were standing around one another. It's just like you picked up a bow, it was like clipped through your hand, and everyone's just like, I've been impaled. The same with the polearms. It just was not. It was not good, man. It was rough. It was legitimately awful. Was there? Can confirm. Dude, back in the day when you had to apply for betas or closed beta, those are the times, man. Those are the times. I am green poop. I need to see a doctor. How you doing today, Epic? Your weapon sticking through what? Capital D colon? Back when betas were actually betas. Oh, Apples, thanks for the follow. Ben, thanks for the follow. Raymond, thanks for the follow. Appreciate it, guys. Mindless, thank you again so much for that sub, dude. Yeet. I hate when they, and I get that they want to stress test servers to an extent, or some of these companies, but I genuinely hate when they're doing betas and they're like, oh, they have anyone just go on it. They don't like slowly have people go on it. Like they'll have, when there's a new MMO or game, or yeah, just like any online game, right? Atlas was like a prime example. They were supposed to be able to hold like 60,000 people or something, and it did not at all. So like the servers crashed and have a bunch of other issues. Like it's just like, or if they have early access, like just the amount of people logging in ends up crashing the servers. It's like, dude, just like when you're doing this, like the beta, just give codes out to people, like have people apply for it again, or like give it to streamers and have streamers give away some codes that way. Like don't just be like, hey, it's open, just download and like everyone log in at once. It just or like do the closed beta first and then do the open beta where you want your like try and stress test the servers. But the first time like you're giving beta out, it shouldn't be we're giving it to everyone because the servers are going to be screwed. Like that happens every time. I don't understand the mindset with it. Or when people apply for early access, they get 3 codes. That's stupid. No, don't do that. Maybe 1 code max. Like, I get it. You want, like, you think you maybe won't sell as much or whatever, but it's like you're giving 3 codes out. People are, 1, they're selling them, or 2, it like screws people up. Like it screws your server over. Oh, it's so silly. Am I doing all the primary colors this week? Yep. How you doing today, Towns? When it was out in alpha, no, I didn't play H1Z1 when it was in alpha. I had it, I didn't play it much though. Do we recommend for streaming beginner Streamlabs OBS? I personally have had a lot of issues with Streamlabs OBS. I don't really recommend Streamlabs OBS. Can you use it? By all means, sure. I won't have internet issues, and Streamlabs OBS constantly would have my stream crash. My internet would not be down. I would be connected to everything else, but Streamlabs OBS would, like, my stream would DC. So I do not use it. Didn't matter if I changed my settings or anything, if I uninstalled, if I reinstalled it, like, yeah. So I use OBS Studio. But one thing I will say is, like, when you do start streaming, everyone's stream is scuffed as hell when you first stream. It's just a learning thing.